So I don't know if you've seen my 2024 plans video, but I mentioned I wanted to do this certain hike 100 times in 1 year, and I'm on it right now. This is hike, I want to say number 6, so I have a long ways to go. But I'm getting out there, I'm making some progress. And if I didn't have this goal, I probably would have filmed this video in my living room like I've been doing a lot recently. So I'm excited to be out here on a Friday night, and I'm excited to talk to you about some of my favorite through hiking gear that I brought with me on the Appalachian Trail. So you probably know I spend a lot of time thinking about gear and thinking about the gear that works perfectly for me. And today I have a handful of pieces of gear with me right now. Like, I have my through hiking backpack on, and I want to go over these pieces of gear and how they helped me hike faster, hike more efficient, just made the hike easier for me, even if it was just the tiniest amount. So, where should we get started? First, we got this pocket right here. I don't think I could hike long distances without a convenient spot for me to put my phone, especially since I use it so often to vlog. Like, if there's something last second, if there's an animal, if there's a really good view and I don't want to slow myself down, it's so easy to take my phone out, film it, put it back in. It's nice and safe. It is, I think, highly water resistant, but not waterproof. So if it is downpouring, I might throw my phone somewhere else. But this has worked for me the last couple years. And it also has this bonus little mesh pocket on the front where I can stuff things. Like, I used to stuff my earbuds in there, sunglasses, just other things that I might want to grab quickly throughout the day. All right, now we'll head to the other side of the backpack because this is also another attachment that I bought separately. This one holds a water bottle, and it's from Chicken Tramper Gear, I believe. Both of these came from GarageGrownGear.com because they are smaller brands, but this holds my water bottle. This is also one of my favorite pieces of gear and something I didn't see a lot of thru hikers have, like this specific water bottle. This one is from Hydro Pack, and I loved the length of the straw on it because I could drink my water without taking it out of the pack. I believe my first thru hike, I just put a plain Smart water bottle in here, but I would have to take it out, take the cap off, drink it, put the cap back on, put it back in every time I wanted a sip of water. And now all I have to do is that. And I can see exactly how much water is left. It's super easy to drink through the straw. I think the only downfall is you have to clean it very regularly because there's a lot of little bits and pieces and you don't want any like dirt or mold to build up inside. But all the pieces do come off pretty easily, and I would actually use some like Q-tips when I'm in town to kind of get into the crevices and clean it. We are super close to an airport, so apologies for those sounds, but again, better than filming this in my living room. Also, hanging off my backpack, I always had a bandana. This is mostly for blowing my nose. I didn't realize when I first started hiking the Appalachian Trail how cold it got in the south, because I started around February, March both times, and my nose would just constantly run. So it was so nice having just a quick way blow my nose, and I do this on my day hikes now, especially just hiking in the winter. On the through hike, I would just have a regular bandana. Now that it's February, this is a little thicker. This is kind of more of like a microfiber material. It's really soft, and I don't think I could hike without it. All right, you can't see this next one, so I'll take it off and show you. It's my fanny pack. So this backpack, I actually have the Unbound 40 from Hyperlite Mountain Gear. It came with hip belt pockets, but I actually switched out that entire hip waistband and switched it to one that didn't have pockets because I just think having my own separate fanny pack worked a lot better for me. So this fanny pack is the Versa, I believe, from Hyperlite Mountain Gear. It's got 3 different pockets, so I was always super organized with my stuff. This back pocket here, I always kept a Ziploc bag full of toilet paper. You always want easy access to toilet paper because the further you get in your through hike, the more urgently you might need it. This big center pocket, I would have my wallet and the snacks I wanted to eat throughout the day. And then in this smaller zipper pocket in the front, just some pieces of gear. I usually had like hand sanitizer, maybe my headphones, what else, headlamp, just some like little things I didn't want to get lost in my backpack and things that I would want throughout the day. So this fanny pack definitely made the hike more efficient, especially with the toilet paper, especially with the snacks. Being able to eat a snack while I'm hiking without taking my backpack off, it just made it so much better for me. I'll put that back on. So I just want you to keep in mind that everyone has like their own style of through hiking. So some people might enjoy taking their backpack off to get a snack and enjoy that break. But for me personally, I was a little more fast paced. I like to just do things as quickly and efficiently as I could on the trail. And so that's why a lot of my gear kind of reflects that, like quick access to phone, quick access to water, snacks, toilet paper, all that just kept me hiking and kept me from stopping on the side of the trail to take care of those things. Next, I'm actually wearing them right now. This is a piece of gear that I picked up in the middle of my through hike last year in Marion, Virginia, because I had seen one other hiker talk about them and rave about them. And then when I went into town, I saw them at the gear shop, and it seemed like a perfect piece of gear for me. And they are the Shocks headphones. So you can kind of see they don't actually go in my ear. Before these, I had Samsung earbuds. I'll throw a picture of them on the screen. Just 2 wireless earbuds that went into my ears. And they were good, but not perfect. So my biggest thing about them was when I would stop and talk to people on the trail, I could pause them, but I didn't enjoy having conversations with people when I had an earbud in, either 1 or 2. I just didn't like having that like blocking sound or whatever. It's just a weird feeling for me. So whenever I would stop and talk to someone on trail, I would usually take them out. I would put them in this little pocket right here maybe. And I don't know, it just kind of got annoying. And then also when they're in your ear for hours and hours on end, if I'm listening to an audiobook or a podcast on the trail, they kind of started to irritate my ears. So that's why I love these, because it just frees up my ear. I can hear all of my surroundings. They never get uncomfortable. They use some sort of, I don't know, bone conduction or vibration to play the sounds from your phone. But in my opinion, it doesn't really affect the quality of the audio. Someone actually asked me in the airport the other day when I was wearing them how the audio sounds with these, and it just sounds normal. And it's just so nice to be able to hear everything, especially when you're hiking. You want to be aware of your surroundings, animals, other people. You're going to want to hear if someone comes up hiking behind you and they want to pass. And you can adjust the volume, pause, start, do all the things. Battery life was great. So this was a huge game changer for me. This is what they look like. They're super flexible. I can just throw them in my fanny pack, bend them every sort of way. They're probably waterproof. I didn't do my research on these before I filmed the video. I just kind of wanted to talk. So I've had great experience with these. Another game changer, Element. So Element is the electrolyte drink mix that I used on my through hike. Every time someone came to visit me on the trail, they would know to bring some of my stash of Element so I could restock. And I was able to have this most every day on trail. Drinking plain water day after day after day on the trail, especially when you're collecting it from water sources that may not look the best. Sometimes you want like a nice little flavor drink mix to add into it to kind of just tastes a little more refreshing. So Element has really good flavors. It has really good ingredients. So it doesn't have any of the crap, the sugar, the gluten, the artificial coloring. It only has what you need in an electrolyte drink mix. I would always put my Element in this bottle right here. And it's this easy. You just pour it in. I have a little trash port under my backpack. Throw the trash in there. Close. Shake it up a little bit. And just knowing that I'm properly hydrated on trail changed the game. If you haven't tried Element, you can head to my link, which is drinkelement.com/Nahamsha. and that link is also in the description. If you use that, then you get a free sample pack with any purchase on their website. Again, that's drinklmnt.com/Nahamsha. And I do want to talk about a piece of clothing that I had on the trail, but I'm not currently wearing it right now, so I have to get it out of my backpack. Can you guess what my favorite piece of clothing was on the trail? So this right here is the Astroman sun hoodie from Outdoor Research. This is actually my second one that I've gotten because I wore my first one so much that it just really needed to be replaced. I picked this up in Damascus, Virginia on my Thru-Hike last year, and it changed the game, because the 3 days before I bought this, I was hiking through brutal sun and heat, and I was getting burnt. My arms, I was reapplying sunscreen every day. Yeah, I was just kind of getting tired of it. I was always a little hesitant to buy a long sleeve sun hoodie because I thought they would get really hot. Like, I don't know, the fact of just wearing long sleeves when I was already hot just seemed uncomfortable until I bought this, and it's not that uncomfortable. It was actually great. I loved wearing this in the heat. It was nice and flowy, like breathable, but also kept me protected. When I hiked through kind of exposed areas, I remember I would put the hood up a lot, especially in the Cumberland Valley area in Pennsylvania. It helped out a lot there. It also helped out when the trail got super buggy. I put my hood on, it kind of blocked the sounds of the bugs. So this was just very versatile, very comfortable. It was just, I loved wearing it. So a chore that I did not enjoy on the trail was packing up my tent and all my gear in the morning, and I just thought it was kind of time consuming. So I bought a piece of gear to kind of help me with that and just help it go by faster, and that is this compression sack. So a lot of hikers will have a Nylaflume pack liner inside their backpack to have another layer of waterproofing for their gear that they do not want to get wet. So their sleep clothes, their sleeping bag, stuff like that. And I've tried it. I've poked holes through those pack liners because maybe I was a little too rough with them, but it was kind of time consuming and annoying to keep pressing the air out of it, rolling it down, just have it take up as little space in the bottom of my pack as I could. So I tried to find another solution, and this is what I came up with. Got this on Amazon. Full warning, it is not going to be as waterproof as the Nylaflume pack liner, but it will help. And someone made a good point to me that this works with my style of backpacking because I'm in town basically every other day. I go into town usually right after it rains so I can dry out all my gear. So if it were to get wet, I would probably be going into town anyways. And I hiked through the wettest summer last year, all of June, all of New Hampshire and Maine. It was just unbearably wet. And yeah, it's not fully waterproof, but my gear still stayed dry in here. So I trust it. It also works well with my backpack because my Hyperlite mountain gear backpack has been, in my experience, pretty waterproof. I have seen people's Hyperlights wet through and have puddles inside, but that's never happened to me. So with the combination of these two things, my gear stays dry, and it was just so easy. So I brought my sleeping bag today to show you. So I'd put my sleeping bag, my clothes, again, everything I want to stay dry, zip it. I would put the little top on it, and then cinch down all 4 of these. Trying to do it so you guys can see. But I could put so much stuff in here, cinch it all down, and it barely took up any space in the bottom of my pack. And I didn't have to fight with the Nylaflume pack liner, and just because you have to compress all the air, roll it down, compress out the air again, and yeah, I just didn't like that. That bag also made the perfect laundry bag in town. I want to say that's all the gear that I wanted to talk about. I didn't have anything written down, any notes for this video. I just kind of wanted to come out here with my hiking gear and talk to you about it and just be outside. It's like 35 degrees, but it feels so nice. Sun's about to go down behind the camera, and yeah, thank you for watching.